Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here with Spellbinders and their amazing Paper Grace Die of the Month for January 2020. So, let's get started. I'm going to first show you the die set. There are a lot of dies in this set. You get a tag. This is going to build something that is extremely 3D. And absolutely adorable. And when I saw this, I just knew I wanted to put this together. So to see all of those flowers was absolutely terrific. They can also be hearts. So we're going to do a combination. So here are my pieces that I've already cut. So you need 2 of these large fans, 2 of these side pieces here that I'm bending on the score line right now. And you're going to need a total, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, I just totally forgot that number, you are going to need a total of 18 of those stems. And you'll see why in a moment. So I've chosen for my stems, I'm doing everything in a green color. Now you could do those bases in another color. Now what's great is when you cut these pieces, I used my Spellbinder Platinum 6. There's actually a number in the die that gets embossed in each of those stems. So you'll know where to place them because they're also embossed in these bases. So you get 2 different bases. You'll need 2 of each of those. Okay? So and there's 4 different stems. So the ones that I just put down now, they were number 4. So just by gluing it one way and then flipping it over and gluing it another way, I get the 2 curves that are coming off. One, of course, is a straight up stem. And then you've got 2 and 3 that have curves. Now, on the other side of the 4 that's on my left, you can use either the 2, the 3, or another set of 4. That is your choice. It all depends on how you want your bouquet to be laid out in this vase or holder, whatever it is you want to call that. So I'm actually going to leave those 2 blank. You also don't have to fill in all of them. So just by layering them, I'm staggering each of the bases, and then you can see just all of these shoots coming out. So I'm going to set those aside. They're already set. And I also cut the greens, these little leaf stems that are going to come off as well. So when you cut, you can either cut the flowers or the hearts, and I did both. I chose like 4 different colors of cardstock and a glitter cardstock just to add some sparkle to this. Now, how could you make something like this masculine? Well, you could just use the hearts. You don't have to use the flowers. But this is really, it's kind of really cool. Now here I started using my glue to glue the flowers together, and I changed my mind. So I will be ripping that apart, and here I go. I wanted to have a lot of dimension, so I'm going to dig in for my foam squares, or little tiny foam dots. So between each layer of the flower, and there's 3, before that top circle goes in the center. So for each of the flower layers, there is a dimensional put in between those. So lots of texture, lots of dimension that are going to come off of these projects as well. Now you can use, you can also use your glue dots. You can also use your liquid adhesive. You don't have to have this much of dimension. And when it comes to the hearts, I actually only put 1 double-sided foam square in between a layer. The other layer I glued directly onto each other, so that wouldn't have as much dimension or pop out look. once I get these flowers together, I'm going to use the circles there off to the right and my wax pencil to pick those up and to place them into the center of each of my flowers. Now, I get my wax pencils from Amazon. They're actually used in nail art. And these are great for sequins, gems, pearls, and paper. So they, of course, will be linked down below if you are interested in getting more information on them. So now I'm just putting the centers of the flowers, and again, I'm letting all of the colors be different. I don't want any two colors to be the same on each of these items. So when it comes to the hearts, we've got 3 layers. You know, of course, a large, medium, and small. So it's coming off of the large that I will be using a double-sided foam square. It's the other 2 layers that are going to be adhered directly to each other. And then they'll go on top of the larger heart. Now, when it came to the smaller heart, I didn't even it out. I put, you know, on an angle to the side. Again, just to give some difference and interest on those hearts. It's not so dead on center for each of those. So now I'm just going to use my tweezers. Tweezers are definitely your friend when it comes to this many pieces. And I'm just using those to pick that up so that I can place them down onto my large hearts. Now you could also use those circles as well. Yep. You also don't have to use all the layers on the on the flowers. So you could just use the large, put a circle, and then have the 2 next layers together. So there's ways to get multiple flowers on different looks. I'm now pulling down the same of the sets. So I have 1 set to my left and 1 set to my right. So 2 different bases piled on top of each other. And now I'm just placing a little bit of glue on the circle end, and then I'm just placing my pieces. Now, whatever I'm doing to the left, I'm doing the opposite on the right-hand side. So if I put a heart on one of the ends on the left, it's going to be a flower to the set that's to the right. I hope that makes sense. So I just want them to toggle between each other. I don't want them to be the same. I just want the difference. So there's 2 hearts up high, there's 2 flowers up high, and then there's a mix in between. And then one of the stems, I just used one of the centers, just to give it, again, to have that color. So now we are going to construct the holder, the flower holder, whether you want to call it a vase, a pot, whatever, a box. So I'm going to use my double-sided tape on each end. Now you'll see that these pieces here, they have the 4 slots already cut out. And then on the other side of the double-sided tape, there's a score line. So you want to make sure you fold that over. And then on the front and the back, these large fan pieces, there's a score line there. You want to just bend that, or at least this is what I did. I just bent that a little bit to know where to line my side up to, because it doesn't fold over on itself. It kind of sticks out. And the reason why that front and back are sticking out is because when you have it sitting down on the table, you won't see these tabs coming out. Now, by all means, you could have the tabs be the same color as your base. You could fold them down, you know, whatever. You can cover that up if you choose. But if you don't, by having them extend out, that's just the way that these tabs on the side are hidden. So I got the one side in. That was easy. So the second side, I'm not sure what I was doing. I think I totally forgot what I was doing, to be very honest with you. So it was just funny. So I pulled off the release paper to the other side first. Shouldn't have done that. You don't want to do that until the last moment. Just saying. So this is fiddly. This is very tedious to get those pieces in, but it does give you a beautiful result. And if you like die cutting, this is definitely for you. I will say that these marks, these cutouts for this type of thing, these were a lot easier. They were a little bit bigger and deeper, I guess wider, than for the vignette that I did earlier. Those were like really close, very skinny. But these were great. So you can see it just goes through and then you just fold it over and bam, it's together. I'm now adding the green leaves. This is the beauty of videotaping, because of course I should have laid this down because, you know, camera comes down. So, and I'm just placing these sporadically. Now, you could die cut more of these. I mean, this could be really full. Now, this box will flatten. Okay, it will flatten out so that you can put it in an envelope. It would need to be a non-traditional size envelope, because, you know, even though this will go flat, I mean, it's definitely a nice size. I apologize, I did not measure it. If I look at it, and I'm looking at it here now, you can see I'm working on the tag, and just to give it some color in the background, I am measuring this now. So yeah, I mean, this is actually, when it's flat, 8 inches long or wide, and it is approximately 6 inches tall. So an 8x6 envelope, you would definitely need to if you wanted to mail them. But it does go flat. Helps to work it. But I just think it is really cute. It was really different. And of course, I am sure there are other ways to put this together, because, yeah, I don't like to read directions. I kind of like just to dive right in and give it a shot. So that was my take on this. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you subscribe to the Amazing Paper Grace, I hope I helped out just a little bit. Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much with it. But it is a lot of fun to put together, and I do hope you really enjoy. I can only imagine all of the other inspiration that's out there for this project. So everything that I use, and of course the links to the blog, the gallery, their inspiration, their shop for Spellbinders, of course, will be listed down below in the video description. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I want to thank you so much for stopping by and taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe, be part of my group. Make sure you ring the bell so that you know when the next video is live and ready for you to watch. And don't forget that thumbs up. I hope everyone's having a great day. I hope you are enjoying the new year, and I hope wonderful things have already happened for you already. But always remember what's most important for me. Always. Be creative, guys.